The information provided by the speakers and presenters on the Anti-Hero broadcast platform is for general informational and entertainment purposes only. Information does not represent the broadcast network and all entities involved. All information is provided in good faith. However, we make no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information. Hurt feelings is not defamation.
JV team for life.
Good afternoon here on the East Coast. It is Wednesday. Very special day, by the way. May 13th, 2026. The Anti-Hero broadcast is the news entertainment broadcast for veterans, first responders, and all blue-collar Americans. The show is, of course, brought to you by GhostBed. Go to ghostbed.com/antihero. Save 10% on their already ridiculously low prices, pillowcases, mattress toppers, cooling, patented technology, sheets, and the reward-winning mattresses, 60,000 plus 5-star rating and reviews, in-house customer service, and free shipping on those big mattresses. So please go to ghostbed.com/antihero if you got to replace anything in the bedroom, and it'll save you 10%, and it'll tell them that we sent you. And Elevated Silence, go to elevatedsilence.com, use promo code antihero15, save 15% on your suppressor, everything from 22s to 50 cals. Exercise your Second Amendment right. The process is not that hard, and Jim will walk you through it. Go to elevatedsilence.com, use promo code antihero15, save 15%.
And the Patreon. Don't forget to check out our Patreon, where all the stuff goes down. You're going to have, matter of fact, 2 weeks in a row now, the Patreon winner hasn't piped up. So come Friday, if there's not another, if he doesn't announce, we'll have another giveaway in the Patreon. We give away a monthly giveaway. We interact. We post videos, updates about the show. We are going to the app, but the Patreon is still the original app we use to interact with all of our people. So don't forget to join Patreon.
It's funny, Jay made a really badass banner commercial for the app, but there's no $sign. It's a fucking euro.
There's still a few. It's almost there. There's still just a few things. I think I told Dylan. I think Jay's watching. Everybody, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I'm not going to ignore it. It's just another day. I've been at it since fucking 8 a.m. But there's still a small issue with uploading video to the feed. Other than that, it looks like it's just about there. And we'll announce as soon as it's ready. Probably tomorrow. Wait one more day. We'll knock that out. Put the banner up and launch it.
All right. Well, there are a bunch of birthday wishes for the both of us. So let's address that. So a long time ago, when Mike came into the business, I gave him access to the Instagram, which is owned by Meta. And for some reason, I have no idea how, they merged our profiles together, where now I get updates on Mike's last 15 years of his memories.
Really?
And apparently it is my birthday. I fielded about 10
in there, is there?
Yeah. I fielded about 10 happy birthday messages today, and I was like, thank you so much, but it's actually not my birthday. It is Michael's birthday today.
It is.
Seems like one of his more busy or stressful days landed right on his birthday.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'm not going to let Mike outdo me. So, I remember when it was my birthday, I had totally forgot my girlfriend, Jesus Christ. My wife had said happy birthday to me. And then after about an hour, you forget. And I was sitting in the studio and Mike goes, got you something. So that being said, I want to wish Mike a very special birthday.
I have this thing where I get older, but just never wiser. Midnights become my afternoons. When my depression works the graveyard shift, all of the people I've ghosted stand there in the room. I should not be left to my own devices. They come with prices and vices. I end up in crisis. All this time, I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day I'll watch as you're leaving, 'cause you got tired of my scheming. For the last time, it's me. Hi, I'm the
Happy birthday, Mike.
That's rare, never before seen footage of the meltdown in the lobby, dude. That's the first time I've ever seen it.
Oh, I was looking for
That's pretty
videos
good.
and I was,
I
when you pull up your
appreciate it,
videos on your phone and I'm like, holy shit, I forgot these existed.
Yeah, the scream. You see me hitting the table, like that's good shit there, dude. I can smell and feel that moment.
And when you were on the phone outside
Oh,
talking, I think you're talking to Justin. Good time.
Oh
man.
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I looked rough there. I was a little heavy. Well, I appreciate it.
All
Just
right.
another day. Just another day. All we can
Yeah,
hope
man,
for.
it's big 5-0, dude.
We just start to pray that the main course menu is offered tonight. That's all. That's our last prayer.
Eating that Ruth Chris.
I can hear out there yapping on the phone to somebody. But all right. Anyway, here we are. Yeah. So my telling you before the hand to top my birthday off. We do our show this morning, 8 to 10. I have a beautifully recorded episode to go out at noon. And during the show this morning, the guy tells me, hey man, I need you to pull the episode. So I had to go to work and film another episode before.
Did he say anything, or was he just worried that he said something?
I get where he's coming from. He didn't think it through. He's in a lawsuit, and his attorney was like, "Hey, man, if you said anything that violates this lawsuit that we're suing the city, could be a problem." It's a shitty story. Dude basically found that the administration doing something wrong, went to HR, reported it really wrong, and nothing happened. He reported it again and got fired. They were like,
Wow.
"We'll fix that. We'll fix this problem," and they fired him. So
Sounds like
one day,
Bravo needs to hire his lawyer.
yeah, I have the episode. I didn't delete it. I have it. He said, just give me a little bit to work this out. My attorney, he's going to let him review it, and if it works out, we'll throw it back.
So
up.
you're just going to delay the release?
Yeah, I just saved it. I just removed it, and I did one on myself. Another episode about bullshit about me, and then I'll hold off on that one. And again, thank you all so much for the birthday wishes.
Yep. Efren says happy birthday, and Brady says happy birthday, Mike.
Here I am.
Well, I mean, let's get into it. It's it was released at noon an hour ago. I had no idea you were on the Brady list.
Either did I.
What happened with that?
So let me. If you watch the episode, it breaks it down. But long story short is, I was investigated. I've talked about it multiple times. I was investigated by FBI and DEA back in 2013, 14. Completely cleared. No charges, no IA, no nothing. I was involved in a massive pill mill investigation locally that spanned from Vero all the way to Jacksonville, multiple clinics, multiple defendants. And the case drug out for like 7, 8, 9, 10 years. A very small portion of that was the feds put a gag order on the investigation. And when the defense filed for Brady material, which Brady materials filed in every case, that means the state has to turn over everything. The Fed said we can't turn it over to the state because it's under a gag order. When it was released in 2023, they immediately turned everything over. I had a hearing in 24. They used the fact that the case has been delayed for like 10 or 12 years because of fucking bureaucracy and nonsense. They tried to spin it that the case was thrown out because of me. Easy fix, right? Blame the cop, throw him under the bus. Well, I ran into a guy at the store over the weekend, and he lost a loved one in that case. So if you can imagine, he was pretty upset that the thought that maybe something I did caused that case to get thrown out. And I felt very bad. And I said, well, do you know the case is not thrown out? It's actually back on the docket. He's like, no, nobody's ever told me that. I'm like, well, not only back on the docket, I sent him the actual 4th DCA ruling and said, this case was never about me being able to testify. The issue was, did the state delay turning over the material to violate the 6th Amendment right of the defendants for a speedy trial? The judge, being probably in cahoots with everybody else because he's a former defense attorney, said, oh, here's an easy fix. Just try to impeach Dilks. I'll just say that that blah, 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 and we'll move it. We'll get rid of it. Well, the 4th DCA said, no, the state didn't violate the 6th Amendment because they didn't have the information to turn over because the feds had a gag order on it. So it sounds like a lot of hot air, but what has been spun in this community for years is that the case was thrown out because of me not being able to testify, which is false. It's all in the record. I put the document online with the episode to show that it clearly says Dilks was investigated with no charges, and that the reason The judge erred in his ruling to throw the case out for the Sixth Amendment speedy trial issue, and the case is back on the docket. And that's the easiest way to explain it. So I'm not on the Brady list.
Are you going to testify?
I may have to. And at first I was like, until I saw that guy and I felt his pain, I was like, fuck it. I'll just be I'll be a menace. But I don't want to. I'm not going to sabotage a case that people lost their lives. And I talked about that. Innocent people died, and here nor there. There needs to be a trial at some point. But this case is from 2013.
That's insane, dude.
How the fuck do you go back? Yeah, I mean, how are we going to drag all these people back? People have died.
Are families of the people that died pushing for it?
People don't know what to push. And this one particular person, I feel terrible, is he wants to push. He just doesn't know what to do. And because my agency sucks and they tried to frame me as the bad guy, they took the easy way out and just, Dilks, man. He got the whole case run on. He can't testify. He's on the Brady list. It's a lot. It's somewhere in here. I have a real lawsuit somewhere. If I ever probably got my head out of my ass and actually started to write it down and deal with it. But they easily sold this to everybody that I can't testify, which I brought up. My episode is interesting. I had like 4 more depositions after all this happened to go to trial, no problems. And then I ran into a state attorney, ironically, the same day, about 20 minutes before I ran into this guy, who said to me, "Hey man, you remember that homicide in Vero Lake Estates?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm going to need you. We're getting ready to go to trial on that. I got the confession. We're going to need you." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be there, dude." Like, like if anybody was worried I couldn't testify, they'd be like, "Yeah, we got to get rid of this case." Yeah. There's some animosity with people I went after and bad attorneys. And just like we talked about, I'm not going to sit here and beat the dead horse, but people don't like me. And what's the easiest out? Dilks is a crook. Dilks can't testify, which is a lie. So I wanted to make sure everybody knew that. Thank you so much, Six Jedis, with another happy birthday. Appreciate it. So my episode is all about that. And the fact that when you hear Brady, I want everybody to understand. And he brought up Giglio. Giglio is another issue with being on like a list in New York. Giglio, you can't testify. Brady material, all that means is that the state is required to turn over everything pertinent to the case to the defense. And every single case has a request for Brady material. That's not to be confused with being on a Brady list, which I am not.
Okay.
So fuck those people.
Well, we have a hell of a show today.
We got some good guests.
We got 2 guests going on. One's coming on at 9 named Mike. I think his name's Weiss. Uncle
2,
of
not 9. 2.
What?
You said 9. One's coming on at 9.
Crazy right now. Yeah, his nephew is one of the 99%, and Mike said, yeah, I've been a fan for a long time of you guys, and he's retired LAPD, former Crash unit. As you can see, I rock from 6 Jedis that Crash patch. I think Crash is a staple in.
That's the one I tried to take down.
It made me feel bad for Jack. Oh, fuck Jack. But like Crash is a huge staple in American law enforcement, good and bad. I think, there's some pros and cons to creating a unit like that. But when society and law enforcement are in dire straits, they have to create units like Crash, which I am assuming kind of turned into a modern, which is kind of ended up being like street crimes 30, 40 years later. But we got him coming on. He had a prominent YouTube channel that was kicked off during COVID when all those YouTube channels started getting shut down because of the Democrats. And then at 2:30, we're going to cover we're going to keep it for the last part of the show. We're going to cover this Boston thing where this guy went on a shooting spree, but it turns out in 2020, blah, blah, blah. We'll cover it. And our guest, Brandon, was in one of the cars that was struck by the rounds. So we saw the whole thing. So it's an amazing story. Nick, G Money hooked us up with Brandon, so we're super excited to have them on. But obviously, we're going to cover current trending topics.
Real quick on the super chat. One second. Cody says, "Happy 60th birthday, big dog. I hope I'm still sitting here. I hope I'm sitting somewhere much better than my house on my 60th birthday broadcasting, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much."
Well, what do you want to cover first, man?
I don't even remember what I'm saying. Just throw something up and I'll do the bang, bang, bang. Okay.
Racist
cop. So this story is out of...
Which is I mean, is this one of those things where people think, kind of saying what everybody else is thinking, but he said it in private, but he
it's the old body cam. So I'll play some of the videos that have some information about what he did and what he said and all that.
Police department just released new body camera footage depicting racist comments. The second video depicts an officer making remarks about Somalis while listening to a political podcast after a traffic stop.
You drink your coffee, you got your jewelry, you have your nice clothes, but what do you do? What do you do to stand for your Somali and Latino communities?
The Somali and Latino communities. I'm about the American communities. I'm about America, son. So while you're trying to divide us further, I only care about the left-handed Somalis. You know what? The are you talking about?
They stormed a church and took over the church in the middle of the mass.
EPD says the footage was flagged internally and sent to the police auditor.
That particular officer's name is Martin Siller, who is an officer that has been a part of the Eugene Police Department for about 7 years, a little over 7 years, and came to us from a city in Utah after a 20-year career in Utah.
They also released the full 23-minute video from January 30th. Most of the concerning language was already revealed in the 4-minute clip that was leaked over the weekend.
Isn't that why he got fired? They were at a campground? Weren't they at a campground and he got arrested for domestic violence? How the did he not get hired?
He told me the whole thing. And he told me what happened while we were working together.
You can find both videos on KVAL's YouTube.
So he got caught on the hot mic talking about Somalia. It sounds like me.
I talking to himself?
The first video, he's talking to himself.
That guy cares so much that he talks to himself like that. Fuck Somalia. Like,
I think I have.
That sounded like he was on an Instagram rant, like recording himself.
Yeah, I got one more.
By the way, Six Jedi said, "Can't watch the live. Happy birthday, Mike."
Appreciate it.
The officer came in, essentially put his gun, badge, and prox card on the desk and walked out of the organization before we could even really fully understand the depth of what we were dealing with. He self-selected out. That particular officer's name is Martin Siller, who is...
So, I mean, it's that old cliche. If the tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make noise?
Yeah, right.
Can you be racist in your car by yourself?
Well, okay, yeah. So
I'm not advocating. Let me make sure I've never owned slaves. I don't. I'm not advocating for racism. We all. It's almost like, come on. We all saying the voice in our head is wild, right? It says some wild things, thinks a lot of wild things. Then you say it out loud. You're completely by yourself. You're not engaging with anybody. You're not on the phone. Nobody else can be offended. You're in your car on your own, and the voice in your head is talking out loud. Man, that walks the line. That walks the line for me, man.
I mean, so we have to argue the right thing and then also the right thing. So going back to our previous discussion, Mike was right in the sense that you do not have officially, a right to privacy in your patrol car.
Nope.
That being said, should it be taken the same way of him saying it in front of people? And I just, dude, he was very passionate. He's like, who talks to themselves like that?
I did. So I still do.
Fucking
So
Somali.
as soon as I hang up with you, I'm like, this motherfucker, dude. God damn, I start talking. No, but so imagine this. So I'm not advocating for racism, but let's imagine. Let's imagine that's a real high up and their body cam's on, right? You think that same thing happens? And in here, it's flagged by internal. So AI picks it up and goes, hey, this guy, like, I believe we talked to Justin a lot. Justin had that program at his agency where he said gay in like taking a report. And immediately a supervisor got notified. He said the word gay or fag, whatever it was. So obviously this thing here is maybe what words did he say that it flagged it? Somalian? Like, I don't know. He didn't really say anything racist.
Well, AI is smart enough.
His tone was racist.
It's going to pick up on phrases.
Okay, so he says that, and so nobody ever on earth is going to hear that. So is he just going off the rails about a podcast with his own internal head speaking? Does he really feel that way? If they just come to him and say, hey, bro, your fucking body cam's been on a lot. You're fucking saying some dumb shit. Like, you know,
No one. Here's the thing, too, man. All right, you don't want. I'm a
retarded.
chief.
Justin said retarded, and AI flagged it.
I'm the chief, right? And they bring it to me. Hey, this guy said this. Like, is it an issue yet? No. All right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna counsel him. We're gonna counsel him, saying, "Hey, man, you said some things that blah 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 blah. You're counseled. You're done. And guess what? If it hits the news like it did just now, he's already been disciplined for this. Next." They don't have to. I mean, I guess maybe they can ask the level.
It's
of
in Oregon.
discipline,
It's in
but-
Oregon, dude. It's Eugene, Oregon.
So is he gone? Is he done?
Yeah, he quit. He quit 5 years, and it's like, so
Oh, that
if you
guy don't
remember
give a
some of this First
fuck.
Amendment stuff I'm looking into, I've been studying, and JoJo has as well, is there was a guy who off duty, not in uniform, not in any way in the capacity, made some disparaging marks about Black Lives Matter. And when all that stuff happened, they fired him and he got his job back. And they said, this dude's off duty. Like, he can say whatever the fuck he wants. And that's the difference. And if this guy's off duty, I don't think it comes in question. But just the fact that he's talking out loud in his car to himself, I mean, maybe there's more to it. I get, but he said Somalians in America and fuck those. Like, I don't know, man.
I don't
watch
think
a little more.
Well, here in Florida, you don't have First Amendment rights. They
You
can
do
go.
off
They can
duty. You
fight.
do off
No,
duty. You
dude,
do.
not on social media, dude.
We
You
are. It's
can't
in our
say what
policy.
you-
It's in our policy.
Oh, your policy? Okay,
Policy
not
says
on
you have a
First
First Amendment right. You can go on. It doesn't have podcast because it was outdated, but it talks about social media having the right to say whatever you
You
want.
can say fuck Somalis and fuck their culture, and you
They
can. I'm
pull-
that's it.
the only thing I think they can pull, if it gets a little wild, I think they can pull that. There's that
Conduct?
catch-all that. No, it's not kind of. It's catch-all is behavioral detrimental to the mission of the agency or gives the agency bad light. So there's some of those things. But California was where the other guy lived. He said all kind of shit, like talked about killing Black Lives Matter people because they're pieces of garbage, and they fired him. He got his job back.
Wow.
So it's like, it's like people are talking about announcers. Announcers work for a company. That's not the government. Here's the thing. The government is the very thing you have to be protected against for the First Amendment. And in the case of this, they are the ones complaining about your speech. So remember, they're still the government. So here in uniform, I think you're out of gas. Like, there's no way to save it. That's where I go, like you said, if nobody knows and you're like, hey, bro, you're fucking in your car off the rails. Like, you might want to fucking
Tone it
turn
down.
it back. Yeah, when you're talking to yourself, make sure your body camera's off. Like, but off duty, I mean, there's that argument that unless it like corrupts the public morals and really goes off the deep end, if you got a swastika on the wall and all that, and you're a cop, I can see where they could be like, obviously that represents what it represents. I don't know that you can do the job, but saying like certain things, I just don't think they can go after you for First Amendment.
I've never heard of that, dude. I've always been told.
I'll get the case. We'll talk about it. We'll do a follow up on it tomorrow. But there's the guy got rehired, and I get it. You can't say things that would eliminate, because even if off duty, you could say things that would eliminate. You would be Brady listed, right? We get this guy, you say all this shit, and they go to a jury and go, every case, hey, this is what this guy said. This is how he feels about certain people, or this person, or that person. Well, the jury's going to go, well, if he feels that crazy and he says those wild things, then how can he, maybe he's lying in his affidavit. That's the argument they can make, or he's biased in his police work. That's really the question.
Yeah.
So,
well,
lost
we'll
his job.
see. You said you're going to try and look into a little bit more.
I will get you more on that. Yes, I can hear the boss out there on the phone, but I will get you more on that tomorrow. We'll do a follow up on that First Amendment case out of California for the Black Lives Matter threats.
All right. So we went on a show this morning called The Finest Unfiltered. Really good conversation. Those guys, New York and retired NYPD guys. John was had to resign due to not taking the COVID shot at 18 years. He refused to take the jab. They essentially forced him to resign. And Eric, who had the record for most complaints on an NYPD officer, they host a show together. It's really fucking good. It's predominantly NYPD issues or New York City issues, but on Wednesdays they do the same thing we did, kind of like Wednesday Friends Day, and they had me and Mike on this morning. And first off, I saw the people in the comment. I'm like, please tell me Moon Cricket Ultra is not the 99 because I saw people in there and
You know who that is, right?
no. Well, I didn't see the name until today. I was like, oh,
I know
maybe
who-
it's one of the-
I know who it is because they changed their
And so-
name and now they can't change it back for 2 weeks, and I know exactly who it is.
so I'm like, I
Right there.
remember,
Yeah, here. He's in our chat right now.
I don't know.
This is
I
where your
don't
detective skills fail you because the color of the circle is the same color as the circle of the real person that was.
Oh,
that
it start with a
Juver
Anyway.
sound.
so some of the people were in there joking and they're like, hey man, let's tone it down a little bit since we're guests. And I really appreciate that. I sent the comment in there saying, please 99, behave ourselves. We're in somebody else's house. And they did, for the most part, they were really, really good. But yeah, so I was sitting outside. I went home after that to work on this episode, and Heather was like, man, that was a really, so I saw their thumbnail. And I was like, man, that's a really good picture of me or Mike. I don't remember taking that pic at all, but we must have at some point. And then Heather goes, did you see that really good AI pic of you in the thumbnail? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, you have 2 sleeves and Mike has a shirt that says Nashville. And I'm like, holy shit, that's AI. And I'm like, damn, I didn't even notice that. Nashville. And your hat says like wart or something.
Wart. I got warts. I got warts in Nashville. That happened once. That's a true story. That's actually a true story.
That's a Clint
And
story.
your shirt says 999%.
Those motherfuckers, dude. They got me good. I was like, that's a good picture of us. But
And you're the anti-hero. Well, I guess heroes is good for that because there's 2 of us.
yeah, the anti-heroes. But yeah, that was the thumbnail for the
99%.
photo. I didn't catch any of that. I thought that
didn't
looked
either.
like a really good photo of us.
See, my AI
But-
skills, I stay on it, dude. Me and AI are
Where's
like married.
where is Clint?
Yeah, we haven't seen Clint in a while. Hope he's
Has
okay.
anybody checked on Clint? And Justin says I look taller. They did do me a favor in the height category. They gave me about 1.5 inches. So I'm officially 5'11" right there.
And they said you're skinny in that picture.
Next topic of discussion before first guest
Oh,
is
boom, boom, boom.
deputy fired for not showing up to their internal affairs investigation.
All right, you put me on the spot.
Johnson
There you
County,
go.
is this Tennessee?
I believe so. Let me get the article up because I'm working on the fly. Pretty fly for a white guy. Boom. Go here. I love this, dude. One day. Yeah, Johnson County deputy. All right, get rid of that. Johnson County deputy chief fired for insubordination after not showing up for an internal affairs investigation. Oh, maybe this is up north, though. I think this might be north near the Ninja. Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe. An affidavit filed this year stated that Johnson County Sheriff Adam King reportedly threatened Deputy Chief Salter for cooperating with investigators. The chief deputy, Johnson County Sheriff's Office, who was a witness in a sexual harassment case against the sheriff, imagine that, sheriff's being investigated for sexual harassment, has been fired by King after reportedly failing to show up for a required internal affairs interview. In a letter written by King to James on Tuesday, King wrote that Salter's failure to show up for constituted insubordination. There was an internal affairs investigation on Salter related to reportedly falsifying timesheets. So if you can read through this, I'm not going to bore you with me reading. I'm on the ball reading today. The deputy chief is a witness to the sheriff's second in command is a witness to the sheriff sexually harassing somebody, and somehow he ends up in an IA for time cards, right? Somehow he ends up in an IA for time cards and he doesn't go. So if that doesn't tell you that you can't investigate the man, I don't know what else does.
yeah.
It's pretty ironic. It kind of goes along the lines of my episode I was going to post today. It was very similar. Guy catches the chief doing something, makes a complaint. He ends up in an IA, completely fabricated IA. Same thing here. So this is what they'll do, man. I hate sounding like a fucking beat dog or a broken record, like we're poor us, but it's what happens in the police world. It is Texas. I'm sorry. It's in Texas. It was sent by Kenny. Kenny actually sent me that story. It was in Texas. So everything's bigger in Texas, including your your ability to get fired, I guess. So chief sexually harasses somebody. Deputy chief's going to testify against him. Let's put the deputy chief in an IA. Tale as old as time. And that's how it works.
Wow.
It's never about the original issue. Like I asked the kid in my episode about the one I was going to do, did they ever investigate the complaint against the person? No. So the original complaint, it's kind of like what I did with my agency. I made all these complaints and they never investigated the original complaint. They just dodged it everywhere. So, that's how it goes.
We got a couple, two kind of law enforcement related people getting the shit kicked out of them videos.
And I got a real good video too for if we got time. When do we go with him? The other person?
No, we still got about 20 minutes. We're shooting
wanna
for
go
our
first?
radio. We're shooting for our radio goals of being done in 51 minutes.
You go
for the first part.
You go, and then I'll get mine loaded up.
All right. So this is a video that was posted. A couple people posted it. Good Samaritan helped subdue a subject after a fistfight broke out between a cop and a man in Madison, Tennessee. So if you watch this isn't the fucking black belt jiu-jitsu superstar. However, if you watch it closely, I feel that this cop tapped into some basic BJJ functions. When you're initially watching it, you're going to think, oh, this guy's getting the upper hand on this cop. But if you watch it in longevity, you see that the cop actually, to me, is showing like he knows what to do on the ground. So here's the video.
There's also one other person in the video that doesn't do anything, right?
I'm not sure.
I think there is. Yeah.
So you look at this, and you're like, oh, this isn't good. He's got his head in close. Those punches aren't doing any damage. He's close in. This guy's standing upright, waiting to be taken down. Boom. Little bit over on the takedown, but that's okay. Now the bad guy's got side control. So this cop wraps around, right, holds him close, manages to roll him over.
Yep. That's good basic ground fighting, dude. Don't forget, in New York, this is illegal.
And I guarantee you, those fucking utilities on that vest squishing onto your sternum does not feel good.
Get ready. You'll see backup arrive. Pretty confident. One of your favorite people.
I bet you she's got a dope Instagram page, bro.
What are you gonna do when she's on the show? You're gonna have to tell her that to her face.
I am. I'm gonna tell her.
Oh, there she is, just strolling
she's
up.
on the radio. She's got the radio, guys. She's got the radio.
Strumming my pain with his fingers. Supervise.
She's saying, "Hey, you, stop right now.
Stop.
You better stop moving right now, or my buddy is gonna beat you up."
There's a bigger male cop on the way. Let me warn you.
I'm just gonna tell you. Let me help you. Let me help you.
Don't make me snail drag you.
It's like, bitch, get out of the way. Like your body, like just get out of the way.
Well, she obviously understood her helping the one cop wasn't gonna be enough work because she didn't go hands on.
Look at this cop too. No neon neck. Little bit of a weird. I've never seen this be trained, but maybe that's just the way the three people in. That's the only way he can get it in. But either way, he's keeping very away from his neck. They're getting him handcuffed. Let's see if they do the old rollover.
Remember, all that is illegal in New York.
Yeah, it's crazy. Getting him secured.
She's helping out.
Yeah. She's now that he's handcuffed. She's. Do you have anything in your pockets? Do you have any cell phones? Anything you don't want broken?
Good. That's good That's good technique because he puts his head to his chest as well to keep from being like choked.
That is nothing right there. He's getting
no
force.
If you pass the hip, he can put you in a guillotine. So
stand straight up. He realizes he stands up. He's like, take down, boom, little shot over. Then the bad guy gets the side mount.
But you have to be comfortable there. That's where BJJ training or some type of ground fight. You have to be comfortable on your back and watch.
Look at that arm over, roll over, boom.
I'm confident without the other two guys showing up, and for sure not the female, he would have been able to hold him down the rest of the time until another male got there to help him.
And you know what? That bystander, first off, kudos to that bystander that came over to help the cop. We need more of that every day. Cops are just regular dudes. They got to go home to their families. Just because you see a cop struggling does not mean that they can't use your help. We're all in this society together. And but yeah, man, I mean, if that cop was by himself, in that mount position that he
He's
landed
good.
himself in at the
He's
very
good.
end, dude, I'm
Yeah.
talking bam, bam, bam,
No,
bam.
he's good. Yeah, he could ground and pound. He could throw elbows, punches. He could just stay heavy. He only kind of releases to it, like gets off of control and sits up when the other guy is there. But he initially goes heavy and stays low in the mount like that. And then no, that's good work, man.
Look at the control he keeps on his legs while they turn him. He never fully gets off him. He keeps
Always
enough.
legs.
He gives himself up a little bit for them to turn him over. At any point, if that guy tried to shoot up, you put it back down. I thought that was very beautiful. And it's
Shoulders,
ugly.
hips, and legs.
It's not
Have to be
sexy.
controlled.
Which,
No, that's it. That's what it's supposed to look like, dude. That's minimal force used. That's no distractionary blows needed. And you may need to punch. I'm with you, dude. He starts to get loose and starts bucking you, and you might have to hit him with a fucking elbow across his fucking skull, dude. Price of doing business.
yeah. Yep. The little stinger. Whoa.
Yeah.
This cop's going to beat my ass. I better comply.
A 12-6 elbow to the fucking chest right in the middle will absolutely ruin that guy's day.
So the next video is an undercover like like alcohol agent. You know, a lot of times these guys go into, that's not a very, very high profile thing. It's not a very dangerous thing. They go into the establishments and they're undercover. They're checking for alcohol sales. They might do a little sting, see if you know comply with. But at the end of the day, these happen all the time, and you never know they're there. They leave and they assess you, and if you fail something, they'll write you a ticket. And it goes against your alcohol license.
We have them here. There's some agency. in
ABC,
Florida.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy was in the middle of doing one of those things. Where did we get this video?
I don't know.
Oh, it was in the group chat. I think Heather sent it. It was in our group chat. I'm pretty sure Heather sent it. And this is an undercover guy doing his thing. Two turds outside get into an argument. They bring it inside. Turd number 2 does what he does, and the agent pops out of undercover status. So let's.
I was actually, Sal sent me this too.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we were gonna play it because it's
Same one right
pretty
here?
bad.
This one?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah.
I just said what's up. I said what's up. That's it, nigga. I was being polite, my motherfucking nigga. Straight up.
Can you imagine having nothing going on in your life? You're arguing outside of a fucking 7-Eleven with a total stranger.
I'm like that for real. Nigga. Fuck wrong with you?
The fuck wrong with you?
That's one of the most common statements.
The fuck wrong with you? This guy right here is an undercover ABC agent.
You better leave me the fuck alone. You better fuck straight up, bro.
Right here, he pulls a gun out. The guy in the red.
Gonna be the first time. Yeah, this is
There is a twist to this, by the way. At the end of the video, we'll tell you guys.
last time. I promise you I ain't the motherfucking one, nigga.
Oh,
Facts.
chirp.
I promise you. Oh.
Look out, boys! Like, yeah, take that, bitch.
Yeah. The store owner's like, hey, bro, take that shit outside. Still going.
You never fucking with you straight up, bro. I ain't the motherfucking one, bro. I promise
That's
you
the
I ain't
other.
one,
That's
bro.
the other statement, dog. I ain't the motherfucking one.
Yeah, this was this week the last time. I promise you I ain't the motherfucking one, nigga. Facts. I
Facts.
promise you. Oh.
Take that shooting outside, motherfucker. Turns out that's a toy gun.
Not
Oh,
anymore.
you guys saw it here.
It's as real as it
I'm
gets.
sitting here thinking I'm gonna surprise everybody.
It's as real as it gets.
Yeah. Now, what? So this is obviously to be treated as a real gun. There's no way. I didn't see an orange tip. Did you see an orange tip?
No.
No. There's no way. So this has to be treated like a real gun. Even the most liberal of courts are going to treat this as a real gun. The issue is going to be he was on his way out. Was he a threat? He was walking out. Was he a threat?
Doesn't matter.
Did that officer have to shoot him? And I feel like that's what that officer is going to have to deal with.
That was already cleared.
Really?
May 11th update was it was Gastonia, North Carolina, will not face any charges. The police department announced Monday this week, so they're good to go. I guess there was another guy outside, another detective
Another guy that
outside.
shot him too, right?
Yeah, so
They
they were
shot
both
the
clear.
shit out of that dude.
So this is where you have to piece it all together. It's not a bat, right? It's a gun, but it's the potential. It's a potential for him to walk outside. He's already pulled a gun. Does he get to go walk around in public with a gun out after threatening a guy in his store? And that's where it comes. He shot him in the back, really, right? He shoots him in the fucking back walking out the door.
Yeah.
He does. He shoots him in the back, but it's like, does he get to threaten somebody in the store and get to walk away into the public with a gun? Can he turn around and come back? Could he have beef outside with somebody else? Is he already off his rocker? Is he going to shoot somebody outside? That all factors into, it's not clear cut. Oh, he's standing there with a bat. He didn't do anything in the last 3.2 seconds. It doesn't matter.
That dude,
This guy got shot in the back because of what he could do, and he deserved it.
yeah, I love the stance.
He
of
died.
that.
He died 2 days later. The gentleman in the red died 2 days later.
Look at the stance of this guy. This agent that's coming in from the right has been waiting for this moment
Whole
his
life.
life. His entire fucking life. His heart ain't racing. Boom, boom. Look at this. Oh yeah, no.
What else does that show you?
Get some more. I'm gonna kill this.
That dude shoots too. He trains. He doesn't look like he's been the greatest of shape, but he
No,
definitely
he's probably not
is
doing cardio when he
he's
shoots.
definitely
but-
efficient with a firearm.
yeah, efficient enough.
Yeah. Let's we're bringing him on after the break, right?
Yeah. We're
All
gonna.
right,
We got about 9 more
I got-
minutes till the break.
I got one for you, just like Clint does.
I got
So
one for you.
I posted this on my story, this female, and then it got even better once I saw this next video. So I'll play the video I posted first. This is Clayton County, Georgia.
Two niggas that I see on a basic daily.
The fuck is
Please don't play with me.
It's a voiceover.
Okay?
Oh.
So with that being said,
I gotta count up real quick. Little bitch, I gotta make sense out get money. You hustle, you get too much money. I don't even know how much this is. Feds doing the sweep today. It's time to clear out the spot. We clear.
Okay. So we talked this morning about the recruiting issues and all the things they're having up there. So it gets better. That female is a cop in Clayton County, a deputy. Now I'm going to play how she got her job and what she did before her job.
All right, this young lady's name is Kamisha Thomas. She's in business for herself, Miso Natural. She gives massage, as you can see, she'll pick you up at the airport, give you a healthy post-op. And she's got to be the best massage person in Atlanta. And let me tell you why I know she is. Not only did the sheriff hire her in a correction officer position, but he bought massage tables, massage chairs. He turned a whole training room into a massage room, hired her as a correctional officer, and her only job was to give massages. And then he even gave her a promotion and made her a deputy. That way she can make more money while she continues to give massages. Now, of course, he threw in an undercover car, Malibu, a silver Malibu. Now, maybe she is undercover. I thought maybe she might be going undercover to massage parlors or something like that, but then I forgot I closed them on my first term. There she is again with showing that she got massage oil in one hand, a gun in the other, and you see her emblem right there, Miso Natural. And there she is posing in her deputy uniform after she was sent to the academy. Of course, his wife is blocking that. I think deep down inside she wants to audit to see how many beautiful girls have undercover cars, but then it may come back to her campaign and cars being used to help her get elected. Of course, we got our DA who's turned a blind eye to it because her friend has an undercover car. And of course, we know at least one judge has an undercover car. So let's think about this for a second.
Unmarked?
While people,
yeah, they all have. He's given. This is a corruption at its finest. They're all given police cars, unmarked police vehicles.
People are downstairs in the jail. 8 have been killed. 2 have been gang raped. Families are being extorted and threatened that we're going to beat up your son, husband, whatever, if you don't send us money on Cash App, while inmates are dealing with backup toilets. There's people upstairs getting a massage from her. All you gotta do is make an appointment on county time and come up there and get a 30-minute hour massage. Could that possibly be the reason that the jail doesn't have adequate backup? And of course, she doesn't have to go to the jail. She doesn't have to serve papers because she has an undercover Malibu to ride around.
So that's not made up. That's not fabricated. That is a
Who is
real.
that guy? What's his
I
position?
believe he was the previous sheriff because he said in his first term he cleaned it up and his handle.
Okay.
I reached out to him to come on and try to get him on the show. He does a lot of videos like that exposing things, but just take this morning's conversation, take everything we've been talking about, everything we do talk about. Clayton County, Georgia, outside of Atlanta, is hiring black female escorts, formerly escort models that do things, and you can use your own imagination what happens in a massage escort situation, and brought her in, put her through the corrections academy, and her only job is to do massages inside the agency. I believe that sounds like a fucking movie. That's almost not believable that it's even a movie. And it's real life. Real life, dude. That's in Atlanta. That's Atlanta, dude. That's what's going on up there, dude. It's out of control.
And their argument is fair. That's an entire year's salary right there. So now they're down one corrections guard.
Correct. And a car and gas.
The higher ups can get massages. And then you see, here's the thing is that you can, if you're about health, like some departments hire physical trainers, some departments hire mental health counselors for free, but you have to create a position with that, and you have to put in for funding for that position. So I'm all about physical trainers that your deputies can go to at any time. I'm fat. Okay, let's work on a plan. I'm all about mental health counselors that don't go through the chain of command, that you can go sit down and talk to. But this is fucking absurd.
Hey, maybe, you go into the gym, you go up and get put right on the edge, get a massage and get right on the edge, and then go hit the fucking gym, dude.
Yeah.
But what? Just the video alone. So I played the video and you're like, what the fuck is this, right? How could it get any worse when you see that fucking using the N-word, voiceover, ghetto ass shit. And then on top of it, she is a escort. She is an escort. She was a previous escort, which we know what that means. And she is brought in as a corrections person, like you said, tying up a position, being paid, undercover vehicle. What does the sheriff's wife say to that? Like, hey, babe, I hired a massage fucking massage lady.
Is the sheriff's wife in politics too? Is that what I got?
Yeah,
from that?
It sounds like she's involved as well. I didn't dive all the way.
She won't say anything because she's tied to a friend that has an unmarked car, and the district attorney won't say anything because she's tied to a friend with an unmarked car. So
a judge,
this is
corrupt.
Atlanta
Atlanta is going to be the one that falls. I'm telling you. Chicago's bad. Chicago has the crime. We joke with the statistics and we see all this stuff. Atlanta is just as bad in the community. And now the entire area of PDs and sheriff's offices has been infiltrated by this ghetto shit. They're just targeting with dances and this kind of behavior. And you're going to see what happens, in my opinion, when that becomes the only police force. People that maybe aren't, like, you can't justify to me that somebody who does massages deserves to be a corrections deputy. It just doesn't work. And they're hired to do, like,
I've seen some shady corrections deputies, but it's always after they're already hired, you find out about them or they end up in some kind of criminal thing. I've never seen one get hired that's a criminal and just get hired anyways. That's,
do you think I'm gonna bait it. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna take it. I'll take the bait. Do you think if it was the demographics were different, that it would be more of a national media story if I won sheriff and I became the sheriff and I brought in a white female escort massage therapist and she was dressed a certain way and I promoted this and sexualized it? I just sometimes think it would be treated differently in the media than when Atlanta, it's just like, just another fucking day, dude. It's just DeKalb County, Clayton County, all that stuff, APD. Dude, it's a fucking nightmare. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. And those are where those two lesbian detectives are from, that every day they do a dress-up video. They're DeKalb County. I don't know, man. Sometimes I think if the demographics were reversed, that story to me would be a bigger story. But
yeah, that's true.
Maybe I'm just I'm trying to walk the line of that without sounding racist, because I'm not making it that. I think it's wrong no matter who did it, white or black, but I just feel like that is okay. That story sounds almost like I'm making it up. When you watch that video, you're like, this can't be real. This can't be real. This guy can't be serious. There's no way they hired a massage therapist that's an escort that gave rub and tugs to go fucking be a deputy. There's no way they did it. And they did.
It's going to backfire though, dude.
It's going to at some point. That's what I'm saying. We're going to watch Atlanta, maybe my favorite show. Maybe it will look like Walking Dead before I die.
Holy guacamole. That takes us to the end of the show. So we're going to the end of the first portion of the show. Yeah, not the end of the first portion of the show. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We've got our first guest. I believe he's in. Yep. Mike is in. So we're going to take a commercial break and we will be right.
Over a century ago in 1910, The Flexner Report, funded by John D. Rockefeller and the Carnegie Foundation, re-engineered medical education from a holistic, whole-body approach, which appropriately treated the body as an interconnected system, to a compartmentalized approach under the guise of specialized medicine. They shut down or consolidated medical schools, marginalized naturopathic, homeopathic, and chiropractic medicine, replacing them with symptom management and synthetic drugs. Allopathy is a marketing strategy rooted in fear and manipulated science. This philosophy carried into veterinary medicine, resulting in over-vaccination, unnecessary surgeries, and manufactured food, just like they did for people. They call it care, but it's predatory and based in profitability. The truth? Toxicity, compromised immunity, and chronic inflammation. They're not fate. They're engineered. And so is your power to undo them. We built 3 targeted formulas to return the body to homeostasis, for pets and people, to detox, defend, and restore. We are the correction to decades of corruption. We are vengeance.
We are back, guys, for after the first portion of the episode. We're here for round 2. Don't forget, we are here every weekday, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us live on Facebook if you can. If not, we're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all those other places. Without further ado, like I said, we talked about it before. We got Mike, who is a former NYPD, and Crash. I'm infatuated with the Crash unit. I think Colors is one of my favorite movies of all time. Let's bring him on.
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's up,
I gotta start off with a correction, man. It's not NYPD. No offense to NY. It's LAPD.
My bad. We had NYPD. We were on the NYPD show. So I'm all fucked.
Oh, you're good. You're good, bro.
I said we started at 9, and Michael's like, it's fucking.
Tyler's been he's a mess today, but we're good. LAPD.
LAPD.
Yeah. So, hey, good to see you guys. Now, unfortunately, I was not able to catch like the show up until now. So it sounded like you guys covered some pretty important shit in terms of you know, the level of hiree in law enforcement these days. We'll go where you go, but that sparked interest. Yeah, well, I could talk for days about that shit.
You kind of cut out a little bit, Mike. Was he hard to?
Yeah. In and out. You're maybe the internet choppy,
Radio
a little
check.
choppy with the signal.
Yeah. How's your Wi-Fi doing, Mike?
Man, I'm a gamer, dude. My Wi-Fi kicks ass. I play Arc Raiders every night.
You're good now. Oh, you play Arc Raiders?
You got to join
You're fucking
Counterculture
right, I
Gaming.
do, brother. Hey, I'm the Arc Raider old dude, man. I play it every night, 8 to 11.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. We have our sister network, Counterculture, where we all have shows underneath that, and one of the shows is Counterculture Gaming, and all these guys that are the part of our support group, the 99%, they all game together, and then they stream it live. Yeah, bro. I'll have them email you. They use what do they use, Mike?
I don't want to push TikTok, but I'm kind of a big deal on that fucking, and I hate TikTok. I fucking hate that platform. But for some reason, a lot of people like to watch an old dude that sucks the game, man. So I'm something different.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you definitely look more badass than I thought you would. I don't know why I think that, but you look like you were. If I had to pick one of the 3 dudes on the screen that was on the Crash, I would pick you.
Oh, wait, well, hey, listen, I'll be 64 years old in 2 months, man. So that sounds good. I'll take that.
So you were around in the military, just not during wartime, but you were a paratrooper like me and Mike?
Yeah, I enlisted in 1980.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you go to the 82nd?
I was Alpha Company, 50th Signal Battalion, 8th Airborne Corps, Fort Bragg.
Okay.
So the most fun I think I had during that time was Operation Bright Star, which I'm sure you're familiar with, in Egypt.
No, I don't think so.
Were they not? I don't even know if they're still doing it, but that was like a big multi-force operation where we'd go into Egypt and work with the Marines, the Navy, the Air Force, and it was It was the year I went was 81. Bright Star 81. Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty historical shit back in those days.
So when you got out of the military, you just did one stint and then that you were done?
Yeah, so the reason I joined the military, so my mother, no offense, Mom. I mean, look, anybody that knows me, I speak the truth, man. I don't badmouth my mother because it's cool, or I think it's cool. I think it's kind of fucked up. I love my mom. But, she was a 1960s anti-war, cop-hating hippie who was a drug addict, an alcoholic, and a part-time prostitute. Sorry, Mom, that's just the way it was. So I was raised in a really volatile childhood in Inglewood, California, and some people that are watching are going to know what Inglewood, California was like. So I was like a piece of salt and pepper shaker. Piece of salt and pepper shaker, man. I was that white kid, man. And so the experience with law enforcement was the front door coming off the hinges and Inglewood PD coming in to fucking hook up the Hell's Angel with the warrant. And at that moment when that happened, I decided that I had to be a cop. And as I got older and I was reading books that my mom had around the house, like Abby Hoffman, Steal This Book, and he was talking about each city, how to fuck over the pigs. But when he got to LAPD, he'd be like Chicago, you can outrun those fat piggies. There would be a chapter for each city. And when I'm this little kid reading, man, I get to LA and it says, LAPD, be careful around motherfuckers. They're all over 6'4" and they don't take shit. And I was like, that's the department I'm going to. And so, I fled my home and used the Army as a way to stay alive and not get wrapped up in something that would put me in prison or get me killed, because I wanted to be a cop. So that's what happened. I had my plan when I was young, went through the military, became a paratrooper, got out and got right into LAPD in time for the 84 Olympics. We were the last class to graduate before the Olympics.
Oh shit. They're going back this year, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good times, man.
You live in Virginia now, but do you think we were talking? I got a personal tour from Six Jedis, one of our supporters, and of LA, and he said that one of the buildings in LA, downtown LA, was actually purchased by one of the former owners of the 9/11 Trade Center towers that took out an insurance claim right before 9/11. What do you think the probability of a terrorist attack in LA is during the Olympics?
Well, I mean, I did not know about the what you're talking about, but the last part of that question, I think it's super high, man. I mean, I think the probability of a terrorist attack right now, where there's any meaningful large gathering, is pretty high. Quite honestly, I'm surprised we haven't had it yet. To be honest with you.
Yeah. So you get into LAPD, graduate 1984, and then how long were you on patrol for?
So yeah, I worked from 84, and then in 95 I was in a serious accident, broke my neck, got plates and screws in my neck and shit, and that was the end of it. LAPD would not keep me on in the light duty position because of the liability of my situation. So I got out, opened up a private investigation. That was the name of my company. Was people ask me what's LS Tactical? Well, I opened up a private investigation company, and I also was doing firearms training, and it was Last Man Standing Tactical was where that came from. And so I did that for a few years, and then I got picked up by a OIG, an Office of Inspector General, which hired me as a federal agent. And I was a criminal investigator. Headquarters is in DC. We have offices all over the country, and that was for a major transportation part of our country. I'm trying to avoid saying the name for various reasons, but I worked for them for 12 years. After a divorce, I came out to the East Coast. They wanted me to take the IG wanted me to take over a anti-terrorism unit, not a counterterrorism unit, but where I was basically responsible for all of the railroad infrastructure along in the country in terms of pardoning these targets because of 9/11. And in that gig, I was sent to London, and I worked with the British Transport Police after their attack on 7/7. I went to Israel to do some training, and then I ultimately took over the Firearms and Tactics Unit in this agency, in this Inspector's General Office. I did that for 12 years. Here I am.
Awesome. So how long were you with the LAPD for?
84 to 95, so 12, I guess, 12 years.
Oh, I thought you said in 85 you injured yourself. I was like, damn.
No, 95. Yeah.
So
yeah,
our guys are asking, can you? Oh, good.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say, our guys are asking, what can you describe the crash unit? Like what is that?
Yeah. So when I got on, well, okay. So in those days, it's hard to talk because I hate acting like I'm that dude, but I got into the department at a really good time when, in spite of LA being a liberal city run by liberals that, hated the chief, Daryl Gates, best chief, in my opinion, that any department's ever had. But we were innovative and we're doing things. So the crash units were set up. I don't know about now, but in those days, they probably don't even have them now. But South Bureau Crash was the shit. That was Watts, if you're familiar with Watts, California. So South Bureau Crash was an invite-only unit. And I was working with a classmate of mine. We were working in Southeast Division. That's not Crash, but that's the patrol division in Watts. And we were racking up numbers and breaking records, man. And again, this is all on the record, dude. I mean, we were breaking arrest records per month. And I don't mean just drug arrests. We were getting serious shit. Tacking and I created. And we got invited to South Bureau Crash, which was pretty much unheard of in those days. Because these guys, word gets around. They're like, hey, who's this big redheaded fucker and that other little dude, man? They're racking these arrests, man. They're like on the ball. So we get into South Bureau Crash, and Tim and I, my partner and I, we opted to take what was considered the most dangerous, which was the project car. There was 3 projects in that part of LA that were major. There was Nickerson Gardens, Imperial Courts, and Jordan Downs. And so that was our area. We would rotate through there, and we came up with all kinds of different shit. Like, in those days, the fire department wouldn't go into any of those projects until it was cleared by the PD because, they were getting shot at. Telephone linemen were getting sniped off the pole. It was a bloodbath because it was at the height of the gang war. And, digging through 3, 4, 5, 6 bloody pockets at night to get IDs was a normal nightly event in that time period. So yeah, it was a lot going on. I know I talk a lot, and it's hard because I'll go off on that. You gotta shut me up.
That's what you're here for.
No. Yeah, a lot of shit going on, man. It was crazy times and good times, dangerous times, all kinds of shit, man.
So obviously the crash unit was an aggressive unit, but was it a necessary unit for Los Angeles losing control of this gang war that was going out?
I think it was absolutely. I think now this is going to sound bad to non-cops, and I could go on for hours and clean it up. But aggressiveness is a necessary part of law enforcement, man. Yep. So it was aggressive. It was definitely aggressive. And I'm not saying looking back at it through old man eyes, I don't agree with everything that we did. Let me just put that right on the table. There's been a lot of changes in law enforcement, with body cams and all kinds of shit. Not all of it is bad. And I'm not saying we did everything right. And I saw the crash units start to deteriorate because of what the hell did they call affirmative action in those days. It brought in some of the wrong people. And ultimately we ended up having ex-gang members that were, wearing a badge, working in crash. And when I first saw that, I remember I looked at my partner. I go, "What the fuck, man? This dude ain't no cut. This is a motherfucking gangbanger." And lo and behold, who was surprised when the whole Rafael Perez thing came out and we got guys fucking, stealing fucking cocaine and all that shit that happened was so predictable, dude. Those of us that were there before that happened, we all saw it coming, man, and it was depressing to see it.
Wow, dude. That is. That's just it is what it is, man. Everything good gets hijacked by bullshit rhetoric and bullshit programs. And affirmative action was a real thing, and we talk about it just like we talk about 30 by 30 now. They're trying to implement a bullshit program that's going to get people hurt, and it's going to hurt law enforcement in general more by saying these standards have to be met. Not these standards, sorry, what would you call that, Mike?
Demographics.
Yeah, demographics. They have to be implemented.
It's and I'm making a new design. It's pretty old design for me. It's anti-DEI, pro merit. It should be pro merit. Everything should be based on the performance of the job.
Facts. And I actually got a lot of people, young cops that I know, they're like, man, you don't understand the pressure we're under. But I actually saw it back in 1984. the first time I saw anything close to what would be called wokeness now was during a break in the fucking academy, man. I'm standing there and there was these female officers in my class, and God, they're going to hate me if they see it because I'm still in touch with a lot of these officers, and some turned out to be pretty good. A lot of them sucked, but they were down there and they were discussing. We were up on a porch, and we were discussing how equal they are and how they could handle the job. And I couldn't take it. I was just out of the Army, and I wasn't familiar with watching my mouth at all. And I just looked down. I said, "Hey, let me ask you guys a question." And this was a big fucking thing, man. This got me in trouble. And they all look up at me. Let me ask you girls a question. I said, "When's the last time somebody punched you right in the fucking mouth?" And they're just looking at me like, "What?" And I go, "No, it's been like a full-blown, your fucking teeth shake when you're running for the next week." And they was looking at me, and I said, "It's never happened to you." And I said, and that's my issue with you guys, because what do you do? All of dudes been in that fucking situation. Ain't nothing new to me, man. I've had my ass kicked and been scientifically analyzing how the guy's kicking my ass because I like some of his methods. But I said, you guys are going to be in shock. You're going to be a danger to yourself and to us. I said, I promise you that if you handcuffed my hands behind my back right now, I could fucking take out all 6 of you without a problem. And I said, and I'm not some Hell's Angel that just got done drinking a 5th of fucking Jack Daniels. Well, I get called out of the class. And in those days, when you get called out, you never come back. And the entire fucking staff, man, this is like a couple hours later, is lined up in the captain's office. And they unloaded on me, man. Hey, one of these guys, little fuck. Oh my God, I'm getting mad just thinking about it. Yeah, I've seen you, Weiss, in the locker room with your airborne tattoos. Let me tell you something. This ain't the fucking military. We don't need your attitude. And these guys put me on severe notice, man, that if I expressed that shit again, I was gone. And that was my first time. I was shocked. I was like, whoa, I just thought I was speaking truth. Now, interestingly, the PT staff, which were all these badass ex-Marines and shit, later on, man, they fucking pulled me aside. Hey, brother, every fucking word you said was right, but the things have changed, man. You got to keep your fucking mouth shut. We're in a big change. These were guys that were running the streets in the fucking 70s, cracking skull. So they didn't have a problem with it. So I had to learn quick, man, to zip my mouth, which ain't easy to do when you're me.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I said, 30 by 30 is a detriment to law enforcement, and it's a danger to, like you said, not even themselves, but to everybody around them, including their partners and the society. How many videos have we seen where male cops are fighting a male suspect and females run up and they don't do anything, and civilians run up and help out? And it's a dangerous thing. If there's females out there that can do the job, by all means, I have my beliefs. Everybody knows what they are. But that being said, the world is fair, and then that's fine. But to push something for your skin color, your sexual orientation, your gender is asinine.
Yeah. Well, it's not fair to them. And subsequently, what we end up with today, and I see it because I stay on top of this shit, man. The reasons so many people are, they're not joining the police department for the reasons I was. In fact, in my day, being a veteran gave you extra points. These days, you're kind of a high risk, in the eyes of some of these departments. The other thing, you got these young cops that want to come and pay off college, student loans. They want the Delta Dental program. Dude, I didn't give a fuck how much money I made, man. In fact, my partners and I would roll around and we would be, I'm always working morning watch, which is like graveyard. And we'd look at each other and be like, can you believe they're fucking paying us? And if you would have put a gun to my head, I could never have told you how much money I made. If you would have cocked it, I would have fucking said, goodbye, cruel world. Because I never knew and I didn't care. I would have paid to do that job because it was in my blood. That's the people I worked with too. We wanted to be the thin blue line, not because we were masochistic and we had big egos and we wanted to beat people up. That was none of it, dude. If we had a 5-hour show with just me talking, you would hear some of the fucking nice things that that my partners and I did for the community, starting the very first neighborhood watch that ever existed in Watts, going and talking to the grandmothers of people that got their brains blown out. We cared about people, man, but we also were smart enough to know that you can't kiss somebody's ass who's willing to punch you in the face. If somebody's willing to punch you in the face, they're willing to take your fucking life. Rodney King, I worked that night, but that wasn't my division. I was working Hollywood. When that shit happened, and that changed, who would have known that would change law enforcement across the country, if not the world, dude? Because I'm going to tell you the truth. I was walking upstairs, man, to get ready for fucking roll call, and everybody's crowded around the TV. and I'm seeing this fucking guy get hit. Now, remember, video cameras just came out, man. Nobody had a video camera. And that dude, I can't remember his name, he came out and, he saw the police activity. Let me try out my new camera. Changed the course of law enforcement. But my first thought as I'm watching that was, oh, another guy getting arrested. Shit happens all like 15 times a night. Little did I know. And then, you learn, then you learned that people, the civilians, they had no clue how dirty and ugly law enforcement is. And for the first time in their weak, pathetic fucking lives, they got to see that when you tell a fucking big dude to fucking get down and he don't want to get down, you got to fucking you got two choices. You fucking put him down, or you fucking cry about it later when you're recovering from your fucking toothless, your jaw broken and your partner dead. You can't play around, man, because, in a society, you got rules, brother. And I'm not a preacher to the choir. This is for your listeners that might be the liberals that slid in accidentally thinking they were going to watch Juggling Cats. Look, man, when you fucking, you have a civilization and a society, you got a choice. You have law and order, or you have fucking chaos, and the fucking big dogs will eat the little dogs. I personally don't give a fuck. No law and order would be pretty fun for me. But what about my grandkids? And what about all these other people? They don't have the mind that maybe you and I have in terms of survival. They don't have that kind of sense, right? So if you're going to have laws, you got to have people that fucking enforce those laws. And if you're going to put their hands behind their back, you've got no society, dude. I watch the same shit you guys watch with all these people running up to, man, fuck you, bitch. And it makes my blood boil, because in my day, they would have got the first syllable out, man, fuck you. And then it's fucking medevac time, man. And that's why it didn't happen. That's why it didn't fucking happen. And when it did, you get one motherfucker and he starts doing that shit, and when he's tits up and he's in convulsions, nobody else fucks with you. It's a weird how that works.
Yes, and I said that this morning. I think we're a little behind the curve as far as people coming up and doing the things they do to police, because back in the day, man, you never did that shit.
Well, it emboldens them too. And the sick part, I don't know if okay, I'm sure you guys are way ahead of me on this, but this is the shocking shit I learned. Recently, I've learned that many large departments, they gotta do paperwork for fucking drawing their weapon, dude. I could pull out my service 9mm right now, and I'll show you it's almost see-through, because I was drawing that motherfucker every time I got out of the car. Somebody asked directions. What the fuck you mean? I mean, dude, we were drawing our guns left, right, and center. And that's why we're still alive. These guys, if you got to do a use of force report because you drew your weapon, that's going to cause another little bit of hesitation. And look, we all know the cops are behind the curve, brother. I stop you because you run a light. I don't know about the dead body in the trunk. I don't know about the Mac fucking 10 by your side. I don't know about you ain't ever going to be taken alive. So I'm already behind the power curve, man. I got to catch up when you start going for your shit. And now you add to it, oh, do I really want to fucking write a report if this guy turns out not to be the guy I think he is, or doing what I think he's doing? That's how you end up in a fucking graveyard.
Yep.
It's not fair, man. It's not fair to the cops. It's not fair to the citizens.
And two things I want to touch on. One, I started in 01, and it was still like 13, 14, 15, where we still had guys that had that mentality, like, I would do this for free. I remember having that same feeling. You can't walk in an agency today with any guy that doesn't want a massive paycheck and wants to be paid a lot of money. And I'm not saying they shouldn't be, but I still remember that experience. And the other thing I'll touch on is, obviously, you worked for a massive agency. You worked Rodney King rides, all that stuff you dealt with. You're at a 100. If I'm going to give a scale at a 100, I'm at like a 10. I would go at a 10. I know what you're talking about. I did a lot of that stuff, but nowhere near the level you did. Most of the agencies, though, in this country are like a 1, and they don't even know what you're talking about. They will go their whole career, never understand those feelings you have. They look at you like look at this maniac savage, but they have no idea what Watts really is. Like that, it's like being in war every single day. They work in some podunk fucking town. Right. And I'm not knocking small town cops, but don't knock a guy like you that had to draw his gun fucking thousands of times, because that's what the environment was like. And they'll never understand it, but they'll be quick to knock you like you're some psychopath, because they'll never understand what it's like to have worked in that environment you worked in, where you did have
There's people watching this now that are literally thinking, look at this pink racist. Somehow I'm a racist because I want law and order and I know how to get it done. But what you're saying, brother, is so fucking true, man. And they don't know how it was, and they look at us as these freaking like psychopaths. Fuck, man. I'll say this for that one liberal that's still sticking around. listen, if you have things, law enforcement should always be to the right of center, in my opinion. But if you go too far right, you have fucking Nazi SS brown shirts. I get that. But guess what happens when you go too far the other way? You got this shit going on, what's going on right now. And this is not a society, man. This is not, you got to have it to the right of center, maybe even a little more right. Here's the deal. Some, still these haters shit, the ones that can't dial 911 fast enough when they hear a twig snap in the backyard at 2 a.m. And then, you know what? And when they call 911, they want a 6'4" redheaded motherfucker like me coming in fucking with my fucking stick in my hand. That's what they want. But they will pretend like they want little Susie fucking 3'4" fucking midget who's doing fucking TikTok shit. No, man. In my day, it drives me, and I know I'm a dinosaur, but it drives me crazy when I see cops listening to music. And I have friends that are cops nowadays. Dude, we didn't have fucking, at least in my unit, we didn't have music on. We had our windows down in the pouring rain. You know why? Because I need to fucking hear my environment, man. I got to hear somebody screaming for help or somebody fucking racking around or dropping a gun. I got to hear it, man. And if I get wet, that's part of it, dude. So the whole thing now is windows up, music on, don't draw the gun, don't fucking chase anybody. I mean, fuck, man.
Yeah, that's
I couldn't do it. If I was a cop today, I'd be eligible for parole in about fucking 20 years.
That's the stuff that you just can't. Like I said, I have enough slight feeling of what you're talking about, nowhere near your level, but I can just relate enough that I understand. There's people who will never understand that feeling you're talking about, man. You guys.
What year did you come on?
I came in 01. I started when the Army.
Okay, yeah. You got some.
So I had 01. I still had the crack era. I had the non-cell phone era of still guys, and then it changed. But like it excites me when you're talking. Like it really does. It brings me back to that feeling. Yeah, I get that feeling of like that's what it was supposed to be, and it was never. Maybe we should have got better about some things, and we should have obviously. You change, right? We don't always do it. It's not always the way it used to be. You need to adapt with time. But your mindset of how we police and that level of involvement with the police in the community by being hardcore, that's what should have never changed. Our tactics probably should have changed. Our ability, our jujitsu, some other things maybe come in. The body cam comes in, like it or not. But that hardcore windows down, I'm going to fuck you up if you hurt somebody or break the law because you're a terrible person. That mindset should have never changed.
Yeah, my first FBO told me, he was like, what are you doing? I'm like, driving. He goes, roll the fucking window down. I was like, okay. And he's like, how can you know what the fuck's going on outside of this car without your fucking windows down? He's like, and he said the same thing. He didn't say the rain thing, so that might be a little bit more hardcore like back in the day, but he was like, I don't care if it's hot. You can turn the AC on a little bit, but how are you going to hear anybody outside your car? Because she goes, when that car rolls up, shit's going down, whether you can hear it or see it or not. You have to be able to hear that stuff. So, and I also want to say there's nothing wrong with a 5'9" cop responding to your house.
Guess how tall Tyler is.
Hey, I don't think I said 5'9". I said 4'3".
But he related to it. He related to the 4'3", so you had to clear it up.
I was 6'4".
He's closer to 4'3" than he is 6'4", so he's got to relate to that.
Hey, Six Jedi said, "Great guest to have on." Like I said, Six is he's current LAPD right now, and
nice.
Nate Murphy after RoboCop asked, "What about Rampart and the Crash documentary? Do you have anything on that?"
Well, is there a Rampart and Crash documentary? Because I'm not aware of that. Is that something new, or is he just talking about the incident?
There probably is a Crash documentary out there. I mean, I know there's a Rampart movie with Woody Harrelson.
I wish I would have seen it. Look, the closest I came was the movie Colors, and I think Sean Penn came out and rode with our Crash officers to get the technical thing down, and he was wearing a rig jacket and actually was searching suspects and shit. And I actually became pretty good friends with Sean Penn and ran into him again in Hollywood, and thought, little did I know that the guy was a full-blown liberal. So that kind of
he's liberal as it gets, dude.
Yeah, but back then, man, politics weren't as fucked up as they are now. People.
Well, here's the sad part, dude. Is he's probably at heart not a liberal. He's
an old liberal. Like
he's probably saying dumb shit to keep his status in Hollywood. Dumb shit, like the ridiculous.
Yeah, and Hollywood is look, man. As a division, Hollywood is a great. In fact, I worked with somebody you guys might recognize the name, Big John McCarthy from the referee. the Ultimate
Oh,
Fights
yeah.
referee, Big John.
Yeah.
Big John and I worked together in a vice unit that was called PED, the Prostitution Enforcement Detail. Good guy. But yeah, one of you mentioned it. I wish that we would have incorporated like that kind of MMA type style into our training, because there really wasn't good ground fighting training in the academy, not to the level where it should be. It's kind of like you almost had what you came in with, you know. So I don't know, man. But
Rodney King probably wouldn't have happened if those guys had been taught grappling. To this day, I don't believe that was a racist incident. I believe that was tactics that they learned,
just how it was,
and that was how it was. It had no. If that would have been a white guy on the bottom, it would have just not made the news. I believe in my heart those guys did that because that's what they were taught, and it had nothing to do with his skin color. And had they been taught some type of ground fighting or tactic, you would have not seen that same result. That's my opinion.
Your opinion is spot on, and I'm going to tailgate and say this. Having looked at that for years, and the only black officer, I won't name his name, but the only black officer that was on scene that night is a good friend of mine, and he took a lot of heat from his family and from other people because he told the truth, which was that there was absolutely nothing racist about that. Nobody said anything. It was just a regular incident. But I will tell you this, nothing against those cops, man. I donated money to their defense fund personally, but they were not handling that arrest well at all. Nobody, if you need to beat a guy that long, you're fucked up, dude, because
correct.
When you look at it, you just think to yourself, look, a couple of whacks and then get your ass in there and hook this motherfucker up. You got a contact cover guy. Look, if this guy gets armed suddenly because he grabbed your gun or whatever, there's ways to deal with it. But somebody's got to get in there and cuff this guy. You can't just stand around beating a motherfucker forever. Before they wouldn't do that. You know, it's like just get him hooked up as quick as possible. But yeah, the thing of it is, the apartments sold out. The guys from training staff come up and to relitigate it, but we're talking about, you know, that's not how we train. And all of us old timers look at each other going, that's exactly how we were all taught. It's subjective, man. If you feel in threat, you hit until they comply. That's how we were taught. You know, some of that shit was bad. I mean, the stomping and all that other crap, you know, yeah, there's no way to clean it up. It was an ugly arrest. Could have been done a lot better. Did they deserve to go to prison? I don't think so. Did the city deserve to burn over it? I don't think so. No.
That was the first ugly, like you said, the tactics had been ugly and maybe not trained correctly and maybe way behind the times of what could be more effective. But that was the public's first visual of that, which 100%. You guys had seen it your whole lives, and just it became normal. Not that it makes it right or wrong. I'm not going to go down that lane, but it just was the first time it was actually highlighted on TV.
People they don't want to see, you know, especially in those days, you know, before YouTube and all that, they don't want to know the dirt that goes on while they're sleeping. And my first experience with that, I was working in Hollywood, and there was a serial rapist up in the hills, which is where the rich people live, not down in the slums like Hollywood Boulevard. So these are like mansions and lily white people with money and power. And this guy was breaking in at night, and everybody had his picture in their black and white. Everybody was looking for this dude. And oddly enough, before the sun comes up, we're kind of no calls and shit. Hey, let's hit up the hills, see if we find this guy. Would you fucking believe, man? We're cruising down the street, and here's a guy with a screen down against the house, and he's getting ready to climb in this window. It's the fucking dude, man, that everybody in the world was looking for. We found him, man. And the shit, and it's dark 30 in the morning. He takes off. I'm driving. My partner's in foot pursuit through the houses. I squeal tires. I'm ripping around to cut him off on the other end. He's coming over the fence. You've all been there. Dogs are barking. Lights are coming on because it's fucking loud, dude. And my buddy's chasing him. He goes up on a fence. Kevin grabs him. He kicks fucking Kevin. Now they're on the ground. I jump out, and this guy's not going into cuffs easy. He's fighting. Well, by that time, Mr. and Mrs. Public, they're all coming out of their house, and they're standing there in their bathrobes and shit, and they're watching this, and they get to see the last few fucking, you know, and we get this guy into cuffs, and now I'm literally
the running tax.
What's that?
It's the running tax. You got to pay tax.
Dude, I see them standing there, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go and basically take my award. You know, I'm a fucking hero, man. And I walk over thinking they're gonna want autographs and they're gonna want names and store. Man, they lit into me, man. You Nazi, you jackbooted thug. And I remember thinking, jackbooted, what the fuck is that? And they start, and I'm like, whoa, guys, you don't understand, man. This is the serial rapist. It doesn't matter who he is. No human deserves to be treated like that. And I'm like, did you see him kick my partner in the fucking, did you see that? Did you see him fighting? And they're like, nobody deserves, especially in Africa. And I remember thinking to myself, holy fuck. That was at that moment I realized there's a part of society that gets it and the other part that doesn't want to fucking get it, man. They never will. I told those people, I was like this idiot trying to explain to these people. I'm like, ma'am, everything on my belt, if you look at it, none of it's designed to make anybody feel good. It's all uncomfortable, man. I mean, if somebody doesn't want to go into handcuffs, we got to get them into handcuffs. They didn't give a fuck, dude. I remember driving all the way home to Rancho Cucamonga. That's like 79 miles. And I kind of like an epiphany. I was like, wow, man, these motherfuckers don't get it. They have no clue what goes on.
We talked about the modern day liberal, the modern day Democrat will be victimized over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and they'll never convert to more conservative thoughts because they're just mentally ill. Before we go, we have one more.
Feel good about themselves.
Yes, self-righteous. One more super chat. I saw a documentary about LAPD. This is from Murphy with crash officers. It made me want to be a cop. Was he in it? What does he know about the Rampart scandal?
Oh, so yeah, I wasn't in the documentary. I've been in other. There's if you look at my channel, you'll see some old shit I did with Geraldo Rivera and some other stuff, but not on a crash documentary. Rampart was not the bureau I was in. I was in South Bureau. So the Rampart thing, I know exactly as much as you guys know about it. It was an embarrassment. It was sad, and we all had to fucking pay for it. You know, I mean, that's how it is. You know, if I always tell people, if a dentist gets caught for multiple rapes, am I allowed to say that? Rapes. I hate talking like that.
No, you can say it.
All dentists are not automatically considered rapists. But if a cop fucks up, every cop in the country has to pay for it. And that's just the way it is. That's just, there's a whole psychology behind it. I get it. I have my own theories as to why it is. But yeah, man, the answer to the person's question is no, I wasn't part of the documentary. And I just know that the part scandal exactly what you can expect to happen when you lower standards and you hire people based on anything other than their capability to do the job. That's what happens. It's what's expected. You know, I just saw a thing on YouTube yesterday about some Louisiana sheriff, the first black lady, female sheriff, and then there was escapes and people, you know, all this crime going on.
They lied about the fabricated
Who's surprised?
Events.
Yeah. Who's surprised, man? And that's not a race thing. That's an ability thing. You know, hey, for those that want to call me a racist, dude, like I said, I'm almost 60. I've never dated a white woman in my whole life. Yeah, I'm saying that because it just happens to be true, man. I like other things. I was married to a Peruvian for 20 years. My wife of 20 years today is Vietnamese, and I've done it. That's just my thing. So, I mean, oh, well, that doesn't absolve you from being a racist. Well, yeah, it kind of does. It kind of does because a true racist wouldn't do that.
All right, so here's your before we go, I want to plug your YouTube LMS Tactical. So people were looking at it while we were watching. I guess they said, man, you got some really dope LAPD videos from 16, 17 years ago on here.
Yeah.
So go hop on over once we're done with this broadcast and go to LMS Tactical, give them a subscribe. And
let me just, I appreciate it. Let me just say this for those. So this channel was initially years ago, it was a firearms channel. And then it became political, I think, around the time of Obama. And that's when I got in trouble. They kicked the channel off because I was questioning the COVID vaccine or something. And it was off for years and years. And then after Trump got elected and some shit happened, all of a sudden it popped back up again. So I lost my mojo in the interim for making videos. You know, I have a backup channel, Airborne 80, and you'll see some of the same shit, some new shit on there. But the point is that, you know, if I get enough interest, I'll start being active on it again. It just takes the wind out of your sails when you get shut down. If you want my really good videos, you're going to have to go back because once they reinstated it, I was posting videos of me and my dog and just fucking around trying to see if I could get the juices flowing again.
All right. Well, I guarantee you we will have you back. You were meant for camera, Mike. So
I'm a little shy. It takes me a while to come out of my shell, but you know, give me a chance.
You cut about 5 WWE promos for Instagram, so I'll be in touch with you after this, and we'll get together soon. Okay.
All right, brothers. Hey,
thank you so much, man. Pleasure to meet you, man.
All right, brother. Stay safe.
All right, we're gonna jump right in to this boss. I know. I was.
I'm gonna get my ass out of the closet, man.
So, like I said, we have our next guest. His name is Brandon. He was a witness to this craziness that is this gunman in Boston. He was charged in 2021 for doing this shooting. The shit's crazy. We're going to bring Brandon in about 2 minutes. I just want to play a YouTube video so that way we can all get caught up to speed on this craziness that's going on the last couple days. So let me put this up.
This story was kind of like it was really kind of silent.
No, because of what in 2020 happened, they were going to have to eat crow if they blew this out of the water.
We're learning more about the suspect who allegedly fired dozens of rounds with an AR-style rifle on a major road near Boston yesterday. He was charged with firing at Boston police officers in 2020 and had prior criminal convictions. CBS Weekend News anchor Jerika Duncan has the latest from Massachusetts.
This chilling video shows an armed gunman strolling down a street in Cambridge, Massachusetts Monday afternoon, randomly firing a semi-automatic weapon. Police have now identified the alleged shooter as 46-year-old Tyler Brown, who they said fired between 50 to 60 shots. At least 2 men driving in separate cars were struck. Both tonight are fighting life-threatening injuries.
I was sitting right here.
You were sitting right here. Armand sitting in his living room when battered his glass.
I never thought anybody just
4-year-old tonight. Neither he or you see that goes to your. Eventually shot multiple times by an officer and a retired Marine who was licensed to carry a gun. He was serving probation for assault and battery. A lot of people are questioning, how does someone like that with that record end up on Memorial Drive yesterday with a semi-automatic weapon?
I think there's several layers to that. What took place out there, creating essentially a war zone at 1:30 in the afternoon in one of our most well-traveled roads, cannot stand.
The gun's fault.
According to police.
Yeah, Mike, I don't know if you know this. There's several layers to why that happened, not just one.
Do you know there's not a single representative in that state that's Republican? So all the layers point to the gun and the Second Amendment is the problem. I'm guessing.
Real quick, there's one more thing I want to show, and then we're going to bring on Brandon.
Probation didn't help, huh?
I guess not. This kind of helps paint the picture of what the fuck is going on. So, in Massachusetts, you can shoot a cop and while on probation, get half the sentence, get out in 5 years, and be back on the street firing 60 rounds at random drivers. This is the thing, dude. This is not a fucking cowboy shootout with the police because you just robbed a bank. You are targeting civilians. People have nothing to do with anything. They're on their way to work. They're living their life. That is the most predatorial thing you could do, is sit here and shoot at people that are defenseless, that don't have guns on them. This is the justice system progressive bill. You are not safe. On May 11th, Tyler Brown walked onto Memorial Drive in Cambridge and fired 50 to 60 rounds at random drivers in broad daylight. 2 men are in critical condition. He was supposed to be meeting his parole officer that morning. Police went to his home to find him. He wasn't there. He should have never been on the streets. Brown has already been on probation for stabbing and witness intimidation when he fired 13 rounds at Boston police officers in 2020, including aiming directly at an officer's chest. Prosecutors asked for 12 years. The system gave him 5, and he was out in just a few.
How the fuck can you shoot at anybody and not be in prison? And then, I'm not even going to go the police route, man. Like, take police out of that whole sentence. How the fuck are you on the street?
The officer Brown had aimed at in 2020 wrote in his victim statement, "I am a firm believer that when Mr. Tyler Brown gets out, he will hurt or worse, kill someone." He was right. The judge read that statement and released him anyway. Now, 2 men are in critical condition because the system prioritizes the criminal over the victim. And it goes to pretty much talk more about that. So without further ado, we're going to bring on one of those witnesses, Brandon. Brandon, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Awesome. Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, perfect.
So, very rarely does somebody live through one of these types of situations, and then I'm just going to call it like I see it, have the cojones to come talk about it. Usually when people go through something like this, they might need a little bit of mental help, a little bit of space before you go out on a public forum. So I really appreciate you coming on.
It didn't affect me as much as you'd think it did.
Really?
Like the scariest moment of it all in the first video that you showed to catch everybody up to speed on it, where you see him rapid fire 5 or 6 rounds and then actually take aim. That was at me and my coworker.
Oh.
So we got stuck in that traffic jam right after we left work. We're used to it. That part of that road sucks. There's 2 intersections. None of the lights are long enough, and we always get stuck. We heard a couple pops. Didn't think anything of it. Like, we're used to construction noise in the area. It's what we do all day. I don't question loud bangs. We heard a couple more, saw people start turning around to the other side of Memorial and go flying back up the other way. And so my coworker opened his door and looked out and then immediately shut it. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I got out, walked up to his car, and before I could even say anything to him, I looked up and saw him raise the rifle towards us, ran back to my car like 10 feet back and jumped behind my dashboard. I was like, I'll take my chances with a bullet getting stuck in my engine block instead of running with a crowd of 60 people where I'm fishing a barrel. My coworker dipped out, ran between our cars, and then ran up the line of them using the cars as cover. Within 10 to 15 seconds of jumping back into my car, the Mass Stady pulled up a foot to my left, got out, came around the back of his cruiser. He was at his back passenger taillight in between that and my driver's side mirror and started firing back at the suspect. And my car got hit in the exchange. His car got hit in the exchange. The police car got hit in the exchange. And then I heard him yell suspect down, start yelling commands. So I sat up and started recording, and I've got that video on my phone.
What kind of, was a cop shooting a rifle or a handgun?
Handgun.
Oh God. You would think they would have rifles, but obviously that's.
I would take that cop with a handgun over.
Well, obviously, if you hit him,
that
it's
dude
great.
with a
but-
rifle.
Yeah, no. I get it, but I'm just saying that's the reason that people hate rifles for some reason, and even though cops shouldn't have military weapons, that's the time we need a cop. With a rifle.
Luckily, like you're saying, that cop was well versed and well trained in using a pistol.
Yes,
and and we're trying, and we're a big advocates of the police having AR-15s, obviously, because if guys can run around, a guy who should never have hands on a AR in the first place, dude, this guy should never be around a gun by law on paper.
A guy who should still be in prison for the assault and battery.
Yeah.
Let alone shooting at police.
Yes.
Weird question. How long did it take to get your car back so you could go home?
I don't have my car back.
Oh shit!
This is my rental.
Did somebody pay for it?
Yeah, my car got not seized. It didn't get seized, but they have my car as evidence because the bullet was, I went through the bottom left corner of my radiator. All my coolant leaked out onto the ground, but the bullet was lodged somewhere in there, so they took it to get ballistics off of it.
Whoa! Did they pay for the rental?
No, my insurance is right now.
This is the weird questions that I've always wondered. If your car gets shot up and you're okay, do you get your car back eventually, or okay? Well,
They said they'll have it for 4 to 5 days to get the ballistics off of it, and then they'll call me. I don't know how it works after that. I've already got the claiming with my insurance.
Tow truck to come get your truck, but
insurance will have to pay for it. You're gonna get dinged for getting shot. If your car gets shot. Sorry, you live in this area where there's rifles, so your insurance is going up now.
And now, I work an hour and a half, or I live an hour and a half away from there. I'm looking at $1,000 tow bill.
Oof.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, like I said, dude, the fact that you even have to deal with this is, insane to me. I mean, I get it. You rob a bank, you're running from the cops, you're shooting at the cops to get away. It's almost like you expect it, but this type of psychosis, mental illness, when it's been identified already, mind you, right there, people today, somebody could start doing this right now in this moment. There's really no way to stop it if you don't have any precursors that you know of, but this man already did this, and the judges, and we're now starting this campaign, our show. I know you probably don't know much about our show, but we're looking to hold district attorneys and judges accountable now, because they hide in their offices and they let these guys go out here to harm other people. And it's only the police officers and, you know, other people that are having to deal with this, and sheriffs and police chiefs that are having to answer to this. What about the judge that was, hey, we believe this guy, my district attorney, man, combined experience, a district attorney's office, probably 3 lawyers working on this, probably combined experience of 70, 80 years. And they go, this is what we think based on all of these cases, Your Honor, based on everything. Lawyers and district attorneys don't just go make shit up. They sit down for 8 hours and they review everything and they come up with a fair thing based on the history of incidents like this. And they ask for 12, and a judge doesn't go, hey, you guys, this is your game. Absolutely, we'll give you 12. He goes, no, 5. And knowingly that you're not going to serve your whole sentence. So he's out in 2 or 3. It's asinine, dude.
And here's what I'll relate it. You serve somebody in a bar, you're a bartender, and they go get in a DUI crash. You're responsible. I saw a case in Florida where a mother bought their kid an e-bike. The kid went down the road and killed somebody with the e-bike. The mother's responsible. There was a case recently with a school shooting where the dad bought the kid the rifle. The dad's responsible. Why is the judge not held responsible now for negligence on his sentence? Because this guy got out and did what he did. We have to wake up to a society, and you're right. That should be factored. They asked for this based on and the judge said, no, I'm going to only give him this. This is on the judge. This is on the judge.
Yes.
I don't know if the charge exists, but I would call it negligent judicial homicide.
There you go. Let's make it up.
You know what? Let's get you in office, dude. You have common sense, something that our politicians do not seem to have.
I wouldn't mind being in office, but my views are a little too extreme for most people.
They're not too extreme for this show. What are you what would you call yourself politically? Like more on the conservative side, or?
Oh, conservative is putting it lightly.
Oh man, I think you just had all 67 people watching live on YouTube's eyes light up because they're the same way. I
don't want just the cop that showed up to have a rifle. I wanted mine in the back seat where it should be. But because of Massachusetts draconian gun laws, nothing that I own I can even bring there.
Yeah, and it did say that there was a civilian, a Marine, former Marine, once a Marine, always Marine, not trying to take that away from the Marine Corps, but he was out there with his law, and they made sure they put it on the news. It was lawfully carried. But you're right, AR-15s, you know, do they have something in Massachusetts where you can't have a long gun with you?
Because I don't live in Massachusetts, I don't have a license to carry to begin with in Mass. But Massachusetts has mag bans and a whole bunch of other things where I would get more time for having that gun than this dude did for shooting at cops.
That's
Makes
insane.
sense.
That's insane.
It is.
And that's where I get it. Like the mag bans and all those things, I've said it all along, and all this attack on the Second Amendment only affect law-abiding gun owners and people that like guns. This guy doesn't care. He shot 50 rounds. So do you think the mag ban, did he care about the mag ban? Did he care about the capacity ban or not having a gun? It never goes after the right people. And it's I don't know how, it's just obvious. I don't know what else we need to do to prove that gun laws are made to go after law-abiding citizens, not criminals.
I always make the joke that if you're worried about different people using different weapons, why don't we just make murder illegal? Because that'll clearly stop it from ever happening.
Yeah, you can't shoot at the cops, right? Or you go to jail.
Shooting at the cops is illegal, so why did he do it?
Yeah.
I thought laws were supposed to stop this from happening.
He's a misunderstood Ute.
You can't legislate morality, and these people exist, and citizens and police deserve the right to defend themselves from this happening to them.
Yeah. Let them shoot that judge. Like he gets more time for shooting at that judge if that judge was the victim.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah, dude. Well, like we're the Anti-Air Broadcast. I don't know if you ever heard of us before. We were introduced to you by our buddy Nick, but you know, we go live every day 1 to 3. We're for veterans, first responders, and blue collar dudes, man. That's our thing. Putting out the news. You know, we got tons of contributors. We're so happy that you came on, dude. Very
happy
awesome.
to be here.
And yeah, yeah, man, stay in touch, dude. If you get any updates about your car, any updates about, getting an AR or fucking, what would you call it, riding dirty with it? I wonder why people ride dirty all the time. And here's the sad part, dude, is if your life was in jeopardy and you took a shot and you had to do what you had to do to defend yourself, they'd go, okay, fair enough, that's good. We're also going to charge you for the illegal possession of that weapon, which is insanity.
That's exactly what I'm worried about, because I'm like, I want to keep it in my car with me now, because God forbid I end up in that situation again. I don't ever want to feel that helpless again in my life. That was insane.
Yeah, and I feel for you, dude. And luckily we live. There's not, Florida's fucking crazy most of the time, but we are at least, they're very, very lax about. We don't even have concealed carry anymore. Is it open carry, Mike, or is it just no
open carry?
Yeah, it's open carry now. It's fucking crazy.
I'm already looking into moving to Florida. That's been on my mind for a while.
Hey man, you got my number, dude. You need any info, you hit us up. We'll get you all the info you need.
Sounds good, brother. I appreciate it,
man. Pleasure to meet you.
Hey,
you too.
Thanks for on, man.
Have a good one, guys.
Later.
I bet nobody would have guessed conservative when they saw him.
Man, he seemed like a squared away dude. Man.
Absolutely, but obviously it's a different culture up there, and just the
dude. That's what I'm telling you. Like right now, right? You're saying like, okay, yeah, maybe he looked like he would have been liberal back in like 2010, but people are not dumb.
Yeah,
and they're like,
we start getting shot at.
That'll change things, and that's not like what we were talking about with Mike before him. Is that these mentally ill liberals that get victimized and they just want to put their predator on a pedestal? It's bananas. But you might grow up liberal, you might grow up like this, and then the one act of violence goes, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, it's just that's a great term he had too, was judicial homicide. Like it's a problem, man. Pat talks about it, we've talked about it. I don't know what the number is. Like the number, when I say years, like, is 12, would 12 been enough? If it was 12 and he got out and the next day did that, would we go 12's not enough? Like what do we do? I just think if you shoot, it seems pretty obvious, like the forefathers and the Constitution and all the laws, like you're not allowed to shoot at people like that. It's the whole point of it's all point of this.
Defend yourself with firearms, right? You
Yes.
get the predators are running
Right to
around
bear
the
arms.
street, firearms that you're not allowed to have as a law-abiding citizen, dude. Fucking crazy.
And that's what I get at. It's like, if everybody had a gun, I think it would bring crime down, man. It would bring crime down, at least where it's not supposed to be. I'll just leave it at that. There's certain places that you can't bring crime down because there's plenty of guns and nothing we can do about that. But in places like this, if this dude goes down the street going, I know everybody's got a rifle, yeah, you're a little more, I think you're a little less likely to walk outside and start sending rounds, man.
Yeah. And I mean, look at the city of Boston. Obviously, it's Boston, right? There's going to be crime rampant in these types of cities. Boston Police Department that we've seen so far, never really any crazy downfalls, crazy asinine things. They have their scandals, they have their issues, but it's a major police department. But you start getting fucking active shooters running around Boston, that changes things. All of a sudden, Fenway Park doesn't sound that fun to visit anymore.
You dealt with the whole.
Look at New York City. Would we go? Well, we probably would. But would the average person go, New York City 10 years ago? Sounds fun. New York City right now? No way. I'm not going there.
No. And Boston kind of, you're right. It's kind of doesn't have that rap that New York City or Chicago has, but obviously you see it and then you hear that you can't have a gun and that you can't protect yourself. And thank God there's a guy that is proficient enough in his handgun that he was able to take a long shot at a guy with a rifle and kill him. Kudos to that guy if he's the one that killed him. That's great. Or shot him. But yeah, that kind of goes to the rule. Like, who really is most affected by these gun laws and gun bans? It's the innocent average citizen that is not allowed to arm themselves and would face more time than the guy running down the road with the gun that's already shot somebody. Yeah, hold on a second. The new cups, Nick, or the one you just made me?
Oh yeah, Nick sent me the dope.
Yeah, the one he made us is ridiculous. It's fucking badass. Here, I think I still have it. Dirty Diane. I gotta scroll back, so you're gonna have to do something.
I'm gonna do. This
I
guy
don't even know if I have it.
talk about switching cameras.
I don't even know if I have it.
The cup videos, I have them. The anti-hero ones that he made me and you?
Yeah, I think I deleted the videos.
I wouldn't delete your videos, Nick. Not
Dude,
a
my
chance.
Mac is full. Like I can't keep up with everything. This is the glue machine.
Oh, Jay, sorry, Jay. I saw he fucking sent a super chat about a shark.
All right, he doesn't do much for us anyway. Jay doesn't really do much.
Could have. But I missed that super chat, man. I'm sorry. I saw it, forgot to ask it. Somebody said, was it Jake? Somebody said the last guest Mike had fucking testosterone like a bull shark. That dude was pumping me up, man.
Nick the Gun Guy messaged me this morning, sent me this, so it's got to be in our old message. Here we go. God damn it.
Yes, there will be places, Joe. I think are this going on our merch site, the entire broadcast?
Eventually.
Wallets and cups like these, you know, made by American men with lasers.
Shark lasers. All right, they're coming.
I do hope I look like that when I'm 64 years old. 6'4"
It's not
with a
gonna
goatee.
happen.
Maybe I'll grow, dude.
No. you're in trouble.
I'm like a teapot, short and stout.
All right, here's the cup.
Since the device is not connected. Whoa! Oh, that's the cup. Yeah, we saw that. That's pretty cool.
And then the wallet. These are part of the giveaways that Cece's too good for us. He hasn't even responded to get his yet.
The giveaway?
Yeah, he hasn't given up his address yet for us to send him. And then the Patreon, I'm over too. I've sent 2 DMs. So this Friday, if we don't have an answer by Friday, we'll be drawing another name out of Patreon that's still for the previous giveaway, and try again to give a wallet and a cup away.
Hey, Nick, let's celebrate Shark Week. I think that's July. We'll do Shark Week. We'll do one shark anti-hero. We'll have to redo the logo with a shark in it.
We could do that. AI.
Heather said she's waiting on her pink cup. I think Nick's doing it. I think Nick's already done it.
He sent me the one he made me. It's badass.
Yeah, I have to pack orders today, like after this show. The wallet is so sick. Maybe we need to change the Patreon giveaway to OG chat only. Damn, bro, Fumasa in there.
You guys are going over to the app. There was a little.
The app will have its own giveaway, right?
The app is going to have its own giveaway, so that'll be part of that.
And if we're not clear, the way it's going to work is that we are giving everybody a month to transfer over. Most of you guys will save about $7 a month going to this app, because if you used Apple to sign up, I don't even think they fucking tell you, but you're paying $33 for a $25 tier. That was one of the main drivers of Patreon. Then Jock getting kicked was the second nail in the coffin. But the app will be $25 for an OG Council feeling. The whole thing will be OG Council. Patreon will still be there.
Huge. Yeah, it's just it does everything.
The Patreon's still going to be there for the $5 and $10 tiers, and we really appreciate them. Sometimes people don't have the money to do $25 a month. We still want to give them everything we can. So Patreon will stay there. But the OG Council will give you time to cancel Patreon and move over to the chat. If you move over to the chat now, it's in beta testing.
We're just about done. What we're going to do is how it's going to work is you're going to get the month of May free, and then you're going to use the code. I'm thinking by the end of today, tomorrow, we should be able to throw the banner up with all the stuff in there. And you'll get the month of May free. You'll get a $5 off for the month of June. And then starting July 1st would be the first full month of yeah, so the videos are fixed now. I tried uploading the video, like it's got the feed area where we upload like the videos of you huffing and puffing after you ran and stuff like that. It was uploading the video, but it wasn't showing it. I think Jay worked on that this morning, so we're just about there. I figure we're at the end of the show. We won't push it into the day. Tomorrow we'll get that up, link up on the show. We'll go through the process, have them come on or somebody come on and show you how to download it, put it on your desktop, go sign up, and then like I say, you'll get the month of May free to help test it. June, you'll get a promo code for $5 off for the month of June, and then starting the next month it'll be the full 25 straight money, no fees. And again, it's our app. So when we interact in there and it's like, hey, I'd really like this. Now, one guy, yeah, we can't customize it for one guy here, one guy there. But if we have like a problem or something that really changes the game on the app, we can.
Yeah, we can change it for Jay.
Yes. Yes. I can't do shit. I can just talk shit and post stuff. I can tell you just from dealing with it, it's so much friendlier than.
He's kidding. He did not. I disabled cancellation.
Yeah, it's once you sign up, it's done. These guys, dude, these guys are so cool. Let me tell you how cool these guys are. These guys are so cool that they tested the sign up yesterday by using their cards to buy it, and then asked me if it was okay to refund themselves the money that they just spent to test it. I'm like, of course it is, but that, and it sounds silly, but that's the type of good humans we're.
You told them no, right?
Yeah, I told him, right? Juver. I actually did say that. I said it's good with me, but I don't know about Juver. Juver might not want you to rebate.
I've already collected it.
I did say that. He's already spent it. He got Chipotle. But you know, that's the type of people we're dealing with, that they're so cool, man, that they even ask something silly like that. But yeah, we'll be able to. It's our app. We'll be able to change things around on the fly. But what I was saying was, it's so user friendly. It just like Instagram is just user friendly. It'd be impossible to like, hey, go use another app. I can't go use X. There's no way I could go use X. I just can't. Instagram is it. This is the same feeling. It's like, it's so easy to use that I would hope at some point everybody would come over to Patreon.
There's some things you look at and you're like, yep. And then there's ones you look at like Reddit and you're like, nope, I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, no, can't do Reddit. Sal sends me a lot of Reddit videos. I can watch it, but I'm never going in there to do anything ever. Can't do it. So this app has a very friendly feel.
Yeah, we'll get into it more tomorrow. If you guys are watching right now, just remember, we start at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when the show starts. And we love that people jump in. But it's like a radio show. If you miss half of it, if you miss an entire episode, no worries. Don't catch up. Just join us live. And it's a blast. We have more guys lined up to come on here like the last two. You got anything else, Mike?
The glue and the Jew. Yeah. So the other part of the app is the Tyler side of it is, once you sign up every month, your membership goes up $25 as well. So every month by Christmas, you get
5 cents.
No, by Christmas, you guys will be paying $1,000 a month to be members of the app. So just be ready.
All right, guys, that's it for today. Tomorrow, what's tonight? Tomorrow, Wednesday, Hot Topic with Mike and John Izzo.
Yes, can't wait to be on the internet.
Mike's got
bring your super chats. If we beat G Money super chat, I'll donate every penny to charity. Challenge to everybody. I will donate. If we beat G Money super chats from last night, I will donate
to charity.
Yep. Tyler picks a charity, and I will donate all of it.
And then we'll get a representative of that charity to come on and accept it. Oh, you guys are gonna like this.
If you guys can beat that number from last night, I will donate every penny.
All right, guys, we're going to leave with this. In case you didn't join at the beginning of the episode, my best bud Mike's birthday is today, and we'll end it here.
I have this thing where I get older, but just never wiser. Midnights become my afternoons. When my depression works the graveyard shift, all of the people I've ghosted stand there in the room. I should not be left to my own devices. They come with prices and vices. I end up in crisis. Feelings all this time. I wake up screaming from dreaming. One day I'll watch as you're leaving, 'cause you got tired of my scheming. For the